What's going on, everybody? On here. I had a long day at the office yesterday, so no video, but we're back, and we're going to talk Pokemon market in general. I'm not going to go through box prices. I'm not going to go through sell through. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I'm seeing and kind of what we're seeing here in front of us. Phantasmal Flames continues to sell extremely well. People seem to like the set. They seem to like ripping the set. Having two big lottery tickets in the set certainly does nothing but help. Mega Evolutions continues to perform well. Destin is performing well. But one of the things that I'm seeing, and this isn't really a red flag quite yet, but there's a lot of product getting stockpiled in big box stores. And, we all know that the Pokemon company's been working on this for a while, but we have Lowe's apparently that's picking up product. Then we have like the Dick's, Ace Hardware, and everybody and their brother is carrying product, and they're getting more and more. And by the way, it looks like the Lowe's is potentially coming from Excel marketing. It could be MJ Holdings as well. We'll see here shortly. But the product mix that they have, it's a lot of Journey Together stuff, a lot of stuff that probably wouldn't sell very well in big box. So I'm guessing it's warehoused items that are coming from one of those two. But either way, it's really, really interesting that they're carrying it of all people. By the way, new holiday set, 2.5, looks like it's called Descended Heroes, which is kind of cool. I'm not a big fan of the Dragonite art, but it'll be interesting. But getting back to this, we're seeing a lot of packs being dropped. We're seeing a ton of EX boxes on Walmart. We're seeing just a little bit of accelerated downward pressure in the pack price. And the reason why I want to talk pack prices, there's a direct correlation across a couple different things. First of which, this is where once the cheaper sealed product is kind of churned through the system, this is part of where the rip and shippers are going to get their product. So ultimately, if the lowest price is here, it's going to get eaten up. And two, it's the commodity of everything. So a pack of Prismatic can be compared to a pack of Surging or Destined or 151. And it's really an equal comparison because it's the same 10-card pack in its raw form, where the fact that it's not in a booster bundle or something, it has the same risk of being searched or metal detector or whatever bullshit category you want to talk about. But I want to kind of talk through this because I think what we're starting to see is some of the pack prices start to cascade a little bit. I know Surging's been down for a while just because it's been reprinted so many times. The singles have gotten smashed. Destin kind of surprised me. It's $7 a pack. And I know there's a lot of this that hit the market, but $7 seems a little light to me, especially I think it was 9 to 10 when it first released. But then you go to Mega Evolutions, you're already just over $7, which I think is really, really interesting because there hasn't been that much of this that's come out pack-wise. Now, I guess in theory, what we could be seeing here is folks buying the UPCs, selling the packs, and grading the singles or grading the promos and hoping for a home run. But then Phantasmal's already down. It's already down at $8, which is it's not quite unhealthy, if you will, compared to where it was. And by the way, I'm not trying to explain whether the market's healthy or unhealthy. This is really just a measuring stick as to where the supply is versus demand, because there's going to be a lot of this stuff that is pushing down. And by the way, I thought what's interesting is that the number of packs that have sold for Mega Evolutions are about 2.5 times that for Phantasmal so far. And the volume tends to be spiky at release, but it does look like the packs are slowing down a little bit for Phantasmal, and that could obviously be a function of more product coming to market. The other thing I've seen is a lot of the botters and scalpers, and we always have people who reach out looking to sell bulk sealed, and quite honestly, outside of the packs we sell in the LGS, there's really not a whole lot of demand for it unless it's something we want to sit on, like Prismatic booster bundles, something like that, or 151 booster bundles where we think long term they're going to perform well. But there's a lot of folks that are getting squeezed, and we're starting to see the booster bundles really, really compressed almost a per pack price, where your Mega Evolutions booster bundles, you can pretty much get them for $40 all day long from folks that paid $27 for them plus tax, whatever, on Walmart. And obviously you're at $42 per at $7 a pack. So it's almost getting to the point where it's a little inverted, where you can buy the booster bundles from folks that are buying this stuff a little bit cheaper than you can loose packs. So the market is starting to get saturated, I think, on the pack side. And if I'm the Pokemon company, what I'm doing is I'm going to try to get as much of this product out there at the pack level as I can, because at some point you're going to catch up. And then I'm going to come in Q1 and I'm going to hammer booster boxes. So once you have the product out there where there's just more than what people are willing to scalp, and get it to the point where it becomes not super profitable, then you need to hammer the LGSs with booster boxes, because part of the reason why the price is holding up so well, and it's not because there's a million boxes out there and 4 million boxes of demand. That's not the case. It's really the fact that nobody needs to undercut price, because everybody's selling the stuff right away. So to really get the price of this stuff compressed, you need to hit the weak part of the supply chain. And quite honestly, it's the LGS, because most LGSs, they get a ton of product they can't afford. They're going to dump it, because they're not super business savvy, and they're not super solvent and well capitalized. So as that happens into Q1, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Now, Prismatic is still sitting at $9 a pack, which I thought was very, very strong. And I'm sure you can get better deals or cheaper deals on Facebook and stuff like that. 151 at $15. I know there's some mini tins of this hitting distribution this week. Also Prismatic as well. Probably just trying to get rid of the rest of the tin stock. I still think that we're going to get a reprint of booster bundles going into rotation out on 151. I'm holding out hope that we're going to get a bunch of it. But, we'll see. Destined at $7, I'm sure we're starting to see the slowdown in demand here. I thought what was interesting is Black Bolt, just basically $10 a pack. I remember when I did the first video on this, I think I made the statement that long-term, I have a hard time believing that it's going to be below $5 forever, or below $10 a pack forever. And some fine person in the Discord is like, or in the comment section, it's like, it's 5 seconds after the video, you're already wrong. And it's like, you guys are so fucking stupid. Like, yes, people are going to come in and dump packs when they're at 3x what people are making on a day one. But Paldean Fates still at $15, super strong. Now White Flare a little bit weaker. And what I wanted to look at here, the rest of these packs they're all selling quite well. I mean, Paradox Temporal over $6. What was I looking for? Shit, I don't even remember. I guess it was probably just 151 to see where the price is. So 151 and Paldean both at $15. They're going to rotate out here, and they're going to do extremely well. Paradox, this is really, really cheap. Obsidian, $8 a pack. It just blows my mind. Paldea Evolved, $9, not a great price, but it performs well. And then, SV Base, $7, which is crazy that SV Base is selling for more than Paradox and Temporal. But, the point of this is really, as we get into the new year, and by the way, for those of you who didn't see, there's a really, really cool anniversary product, Pokemon Day product. It's 3 packs. It's a Pikachu foil and a coin. Just check it out. It's 3 packs. It's Mega 1, Mega 2. And then it says there's 3 different packs from 3 different sets. I assume it's going to be a 2.5 set, because it comes out January 30th, I believe, which is right around the day that Sun Heroes comes out. But I kind of look at this from the standpoint of, I want to say, moving to safer stocks. When the market gets soft, you have the rotation to defensive stocks, consumer staples, things like that. And I look at it really the same way, where I want to be anywhere pre 4.5, because they're rotating out. The odds of, even if they do a massive reprint, it's going to recover much quicker than the rest of these. And then as we start to march through 2026, just be selective. If they do in fact come out with this massive reprint that that it seems like they're going to the end of Q1, and make sure you have enough liquidity. Just be opportunistic about this stuff, because if the whole market tanks and you have 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8.5, which is prismatic, all at depressed prices as we go into rotation in early 2027. I mean, that's where you print money, and that's really what you guys got to do. And I wouldn't be chasing the new stuff at the highest price. Now, if you can get a good entry point, by all means, buy it, rip it, flip it, do whatever. But again, it's an odds game, right? And the odds of Phantasmal Flames being at $8.61 per pack in a year is far lower than the odds of Paldean Fates being at $14.75 a pack in a year. Or lower than this number. So, it's just some thoughts, because again, I'm starting to see a little bit of saturation in the market. Now things are moving, but I think everybody's getting a little tired of Pokemon. And the way I say that is, I mean more wallet fatigue than anything else. But we'll see what happens. So anyway, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, and we'll talk tomorrow.